Hey everyone, welcome to day 8. Day 8 is my favorite number. Well, the number 8 is my favorite number, but I have officially made it over that 1 week threshold. What I want to discuss today is going to be the importance of goals. So, stick with me and we're going to go over that today. Thanks for joining. All right, so here we go. Day 8 on why setting goals are so crucial. So, when it comes to goal setting, your goals, they act as a driving force, providing a reason to push forward with your dreams and work towards something specific. So that's why you always want to set goals, whether they be short term or long term, when it comes to you making any type of plan. So, of course, it's going to provide clear direction of where you're trying to go when it comes to just anything in life. I guess specifically, we're going to touch on, goals when it comes to businesses. So, when you set goals, it's going to motivate you to take action, and it's also going to help to measure your progress. So, a big thing for me, one thing I definitely do is I always make goals, whether they be daily or, more of a short term, or there's something for like longer term, a year plus. But I always set my intentions and my goals. I write them out, that way I can physically see them. And normally I write them where it's big. So I'll write them down and I'll put them like on my mirror, or I'll write them down and I'll post them somewhere where I have to look at them every day. So with goals, also, it holds you accountable to what you plan, like what you see as your future, and it helps you to reach them easier. Ultimately, it does increase the likelihood of achieving your desired outcome, and that's whether it's more of a personal or in your professional life. You can look at goals as like the roadmap to where you want to go. So basically, when you're setting goals, if prepare that roadmap, what it's going to make you do is it does give you a better chance of achieving, just because you're heading in the direction to see what's the right way. It's kind of like a problem solving ahead of the problem when you set goals, because when you set goals, you want to keep in mind what can keep me from these goals, what can delay these goals. So when you have all that written down in a plan, it sets you up to not fail, essentially. Okay, so what exactly is goal setting? Goal setting is going to be referring to a successful plan of action that we set for ourselves. It guides us to choose the right moves at the right time, and of course, in the right way. Um, they've done some studies as far as working professionals, and they see when they set goals, the rate of them achieving those goals are higher when there's a plan in place, instead of just going along with it. So, three things you want to focus on when it comes to goals. You, of course, want to make sure that they're achievable. Obviously, you're not going to make a goal to say you want to fly to the moon. Literally, you're not going to grow wings and fly. That would just be an example. So, you want to make something achievable. For instance, you can say, I want to reach 5 subscribers on YouTube today or this week. That is a goal that is achievable. The next thing, you want to make it believable. Back to my last example, you're not going to grow wings and fly to the moon. So you want to make it something that is believable. The third thing is going to be commitment. Once you set these goals, you want to be committed to following through with those plans and how you're going to get there, what you're going to do to successfully meet those goals and in a certain time frame. That's where it goes from whether it's a short-term goal or a long-term goal. You want to target 5 different sections. You want to make sure that your goal is specific. So that would be targeting a particular area of functioning, and you focus on that and you build it. The next thing would be measurable. So you want to look and see how the results can be um, at least indicated as far as helping to monitor in the progress after executing the plans. Next, you want to worry about attainability or the achievability. Goals are targeted to be suitable to people and they are individualized. Your goal necessarily might not be the same goal that I have. So you just want to take into account that no single goal is the same, especially amongst individuals. So keep that in mind as well. The next thing you want to worry about is obviously it being realistic. You want to make sure that it's practical and planned in a way that's easy for it to implement and connect to real life. The purpose of a goal is not just providing the plan, but also helping the person to execute it. And then time. Time will be the next thing you want to look into, and that's what divides like it between a short-term goal and a long-term goal. You want to divide them with short-term goals and long-term goals. So let's look deeper into that. With short-term goals, that's going to be any goal that you can achieve in 12 months or less. So some examples would be, I want to read one book every 15 days. That's a short-term goal. Something like you want to quit a bad habit. You want to quit smoking cigarettes. You want to slow down on drinking. You want to, well, this one isn't a bad habit, but you want to commit to working out at least 2 to 4 times a week. So those would be examples of short-term goals. So you can look at short-term goals as building blocks to reach larger goals in the future. Now, when it comes to completing a short-term goal, you want to make sure that it's attainable and that also it fits within your schedule. So you're going to set a deadline and you want to make sure you stay on track with that deadline when it comes to the short-term goals. And like I gave the example before, if you want to work out 2 to 4 times a week, that's going to be an example of a short-term goal because it can be completed within the 12 months. But the main focus of a short-term goal is to help you with the longer-term goals. So now you want to focus on putting those short-term goals into a plan. So let's start with writing down, what do you want to accomplish? And you want to identify those specific goals. The next thing is going to be, how are you going to accomplish those goals? So you break them up into smaller tasks. The next thing is, how realistic is it? How are you going to achieve it? Will it help you with achieving your priorities? And when does it need to be completed by? So you start there as far as small or short-term goals go. And that would be an example of putting things into plan. So like I said, write it down, put it somewhere that you're going to look at it every day. That way it pushes you and it motivates you to reach those goals quicker. All right, cool. So now we have those short-term goals out of the way, which of course are the building steps to your larger ones. So for your long-term goals, those are going to be something that it's going to take years or more to accomplish. See, now you understand why the short-term goals are the building blocks to achieve your long-term goals. So for long-term goals, it's going to be like a broad career achievements. Sometimes long term, they are going to be more difficult, but that's the point in starting with the smaller ones to get to the larger ones. It's like a plan or a roadmap to how I get to my larger ones. Another example for long term goal is going to be like your career advancement, financial stability, higher education, purchasing a home. Things like that fall under the long-term goals because there are baby steps that you have to take in order to get to that larger area of goals. So long-term goals are objectives that you want to achieve over a sustained period of time. They're going to help you to make progression towards milestones, and then they're also going to align your daily actions with broader aspirations. So of course, that's why it's called a long-term goal. I've already listed the different goals that are considered long and short-term goals. But even like opening a business would be considered a long-term goal because it takes baby steps and plans and the building blocks to get there, which would be your short-term goals. So today I do challenge you to come up with a list for yourself. Come up with some short-term goals that you want to accomplish. After you do that, make another list and have the long-term goals that relate to the small-term goals. I challenge everyone to try that out today. See what you come up with. It's great. It kind of sets your mind at peace to have a plan and a plan that's written down. So that is going to be it for our discussion on creating goals. So if you have, as usual, any questions, concerns, anything you want to add on, go ahead and hop in that comment section. I love to hear what you guys think about it. I'd love to hear your add-ons, your experiences, how you feel about goal setting. What has it helped you to achieve? If you have a certain way that you do it, I'd love to hear everyone's experiences. And per usual, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Once again, that marks day 8 of the melanin journey, and that is the 30-day journey. We're gonna have some more topics. We're gonna mix it up a little bit, but thanks for joining me on day 8. That concludes our discussion. You have a wonderful day.